Red leader to control. Come in, please. Over.
Come in, Red Leader. Come in, Red Leader.
Flying parallel to the mainland coastline. We're outside the territorial limit.
Control to Red Leader. Stay well clear. Throttle back to Mach 1. Activate high-angle cameras.
Roger. Hey, that breakfast smells real good from up here. Red leader to red flight. Unidentified aircraft, 11 o'clock high. Phase of action.
Control to Red Leader. Control to Red Leader. Come in, Red Leader. Come in, Red Leader.
It's difficult to make her out. She's delta-winged, high-tail plane. What? The speed is fantastic.
Red Leader, come in, Red Leader. Control to Red Leader. Control to Red Leader. Over.
How close were they to the mainland?
7 miles out, they said, sir. In neutral airspace. It was a routine reconnaissance mission.
There's one of them coming in now.
Come in, Red Leader. Come in, Red Leader.
Steady, baby. Steady.
How's it going, Lieutenant?
Oh, okay, sir. If this is peace, I can't wait to see some action.
You think you can answer some questions?
Yeah.
You said on the radio, delta-winged, high-tail plane. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. And fast. Mach 5 at least. Well, might even have been rocket-assisted, I guess.
Look, Lieutenant, we'd like you to think again. It's important. Think again, now that the pressure's off.
Sir? You don't believe me.
It's not that we don't believe you, Lieutenant. It's, well,
They don't have that kind of technology. They couldn't build a plane like the one you describe.
You must have been hit by something else. Ground fire, maybe. You were, of course.
Admiral.
Lieutenant, they just don't have the capacity to build a plane like that. The aircraft can't exist.
Okay. Have it your way. We just took 75% losses from a ghost plane.
Craig Sterling, one of the champions. Three people, Craig Sterling, Sharon McCready, and Richard Barrett, endowed with the qualities and skills of superhumans. Qualities and skills both physical and mental to the peak of human performance. A runaway van moving at speed. But it is now a speed which Craig Sterling can match. And it becomes another example of the gifts that were given to him and his two colleagues by the unknown race of people from the lost city in Tibet. Gifts that are a secret to be closely guarded. A secret that enables them to use their powers to their best advantage as the champions of law, order, and justice. Operators of the International Agency of Nemesis.
The pilot was injured, Tremaine. Probably subject to hallucinations. His testimony is completely uncorroborated.
So quite right. I'm not denying that.
Well, then why continue with these ridiculous inquiries?
Ridiculous? Now, just a minute, Mr. Hardwick. Let's examine these points of yours, both as an aviation authority and as a representative of the British government.
Very well. First, the speed. Now, the pilot estimated a speed of Mach 5. Well, any known aircraft would have burned up long before that point.
Yeah. Unless, of course, it were constructed of stainless steel.
Oh, really? Stainless steel aviation technology is top secret information. The plane is so complex it could only be built in Russia or the West. We're not building one, and neither are the Russians.
But, according to that pilot, somebody... No, all right, I know your views on that, but let us assume for one moment that he is right. Now, I take it that would mean secret assembly plants, concealed precision engineering factories.
On a vast scale. Of course, the same effect could be achieved by a major breakthrough in component technology. A new approach to the cooling system.
Well, isn't that possible, then?
No. It would take a man, a designer, an inventor, call him what you like, with experience of this sort of operation. These men don't just happen. It takes years of practical working. These men are geniuses, and we know who they are. It just couldn't be done without our knowledge. That pilot was off course. The planes were hit by mainland flak, and in order to cover himself, the pilot invented a ghost plane.
Well, I must tell you, Mr. Hardwick, that somebody else believes in the existence of that ghost plane.
What?
Yeah. We've been asked to investigate. 2 Nemesis agents are, I hope, hot on the trail at this very moment.
How do you like it?
Fine! But I prefer something slower! At least this is more comfortable.
If it's good enough for Santa Claus...
It's good enough for you.
Right.
You know, this might just become my most favorite assignment.
I agree. There are worse places than this to wait for a tip-off. I wonder how long Tremaine will keep us waiting here for our mysterious contact.
Craig's hunch might just pay off and spoil it all.
Any luck? I found a file nearer the date you wanted.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm going to do the same for you one day.
No, I doubt it. I'm not the sort that goes around remembering obscure newspaper stories. Anyway, let me know if you want anything else.
Thank you. No messages for me?
No, monsieur.
Thank you, and Miss McCready's, please. Sure.
Reception. Mr. Barrett, call for you.
Oh, do I take it?
Booth number 1, please.
Hang on, Sharon. It won't be a moment.
Mr. Barrett?
Yes, who is that?
My name isn't important. I've got something to give to you.
Can we meet?
No. No, that might be too dangerous. I am being watched. Hello? Hello?
Who was it?
Well, whoever it was in the next booth. Did you see him?
No. Then it was the contact.
Yes. Maybe I should have played it his way.
Well, he'll get in touch again.
Hope so.
Yes, I know Dr. Newman. He's a qualified man. He's a professor of engineering, now a lecturer at Cambridge University.
And he submitted to you a fighter design with the capabilities of the ghost plane, didn't he?
Yes, in theory.
But it was submitted, sir.
Take it easy, Craig.
Yes, it was, Mr. Sterling, to a NATO committee. Committee on which I served, as a matter of fact. Of course, it was several years ago now.
And you knew that. You knew that when you first came here.
We looked at several ambitious schemes. I didn't think it was relevant. It was only a design.
Mr. Hardwick, most aircraft do start that way. As an expert, I thought you might have realized it.
As an expert, might I point out...
Now, just a minute, Mr. Hardwick. Okay, Craig. So maybe your hunch is going to pay off. But, you know, you give Mr. Hardwick a very rough time. Remember, we can't all have a memory or perception the equal of yours,
Yeah, well, I guess it was just something that I got in my head. You know how it is.
Do I, Craig? Do I?
Yeah. Look, Mr. Hardwick, I'm sincerely sorry. I guess it was just another scheme.
But relevant, Mr. Sterling? I apologize, too. You were right. I should have realized.
That's better, gentlemen. Well, now we've all cooled off, perhaps we can begin to evaluate the information.
Well.
Do you like it?
You bite yourself?
Do you mind?
Well, let's just say it looks better on you than it would on...
You?
Check. There's our elusive friend again.
What is it?
Looks like some kind of electronic component.
A very unusual one.
Oh, well, there's no doubt about this. You know, that makes our ghost plane very, very substantial.
Richard, that man's face. I've seen it before. Had a beard. Kilof, file number 9772.
Stroke 8630. Yes, we came across him on the... Zonis case, 6465. Now, he was born Anton Nikolaevich Odessa in 1931.
Cum laude graduate of Kiev University, 1956. Known double agent specializing in aviation research.
Characteristics?
Extreme neatness.
Orderly to the point of obsession.
Aliases?
Just one. Kleber. Yeah, not much imagination. We could make that work for us.
Reception?
Oh, it's Mr. Barrett here. I wonder if you could give me the number of Herr Kleber's room.
1 moment, please. 218.
218.
Characteristics, extreme neatness.
Orderly to the point of obsession.
Alex Sheriff. On our files, we have a rundown on over 20,000 people of all nations. How on earth did you pick out Krylov?
I have a good memory for faces.
Now listen.
Come in, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Hardwick.
Morning. Morning.
Well, have you been able to unravel our little problem?
No, can make nothing of it. May not even be an aviation component.
You think not? A man died to deliver it to us.
We've got something else we'd like to show you. Do you mind, Richard? I'd like you to look at this very closely, Mr. Hardwick. We also have a short section of film.
Well, there's no doubt about it, then.
There never was.
Now, that aircraft, could it possibly incorporate new components to the design submitted to your NATO committee?
Well, I couldn't be certain.
Now, look, I would like a straight answer.
Well, yes. Yes, it could.
Designs?
Yes, designs. Craig has already gone to London to interview the man responsible for them, but I think it'd be a good idea if we got in touch with Craig right away, and then he can meet you both at the airport, and you can decide between you what your next move is.
Good flight?
Yes, fine.
Has Tremaine brought you up to date?
Yeah, when he telephoned.
Hey, where are we going?
I've got an appointment with Dr. John Newman.
Oh, you better drop me off here. I'll get a taxi. I've got a meeting at the Hampton Research Unit at 4:30 about the component.
I might save you some time, Richard. I think we're going to find all the answers in Cambridge.
Yes, it's definitely mine. Excuse me. Vanessa, come here a minute. Quickly. They even have the new refrigerant incorporated. Oh, excuse me, Miss Sterling, my fiancée, Miss Bailey. Look, they've built my plane. One very much like it. After all these years, the ministry have decided to go ahead with the Viper Dart.
Not the ministry, Dr. Newman. That's why I'm here.
Not the ministry. I don't understand.
Your plane has been built, but by another government outside the NATO countries.
Do you mean the designs have been stolen?
I suppose that is what I mean, Miss Bailey.
This is appalling. Why, those blundering fools. First, they couldn't see a major breakthrough when I waved it in front of the eye, and now this.
How many copies of the design were there?
Well, several. The ministry had most of them. I might still have some here.
And of course, all sorts of people come up here. Undergraduates for tutorials. Constant stream of visitors.
Do you know this man?
Yes, it's Krylov, isn't it?
Yeah. This man, he was working with you during your aeronautical research, wasn't he?
Not with me, no. But I did meet him several times during that period.
Could he have possibly had access to your designs?
No, not officially. But you must remember that my work wasn't taken, well, very seriously. Security was lax. He could have seen them, I suppose.
Do you want me for anything now, John? I thought I might drive over to Roxham.
Yes, of course. I'd be glad if you would.
Goodbye, Mr. Sterling. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I shall. Goodbye, Miss Bailey.
Why, yes, Sterling, here it is. You see, the main design problem was the cooling system.
That would prevent the aircraft from burning up at high speed, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Can I take these?
Certainly, but perhaps I'd better explain the layout to you first.
Well, it was 100% guesswork, and I think finally we came up with the right guess.
A refrigeration unit?
It's the most brilliant I've ever seen. It should freeze to a centigrade reading I've only dreamt about, if our figures are correct.
Bridges, I'm interested in what sort of application this would have in the aviation industry.
Well, it could bypass the whole concept of a stainless steel heat-resistant aircraft. This little gadget should be capable of cooling an aircraft flying above 2,000 miles per hour.
I've got news for you. It already has.
Trouble?
Yes. Some sort of official is with John now.
Checking?
Yes, very thoroughly.
We were a bit late disposing with Krylov. I suppose that's the answer. He must have got something through to him. It's just a question of time.
Has the consignment left?
Oh, 250 have, yes.
That'll have to be enough. About it with time for the others. I imagine we'll be pulling out now.
Anton Research, Bridges here. Yes, he is. Just a second. It's for you.
Thank you. Now, Barrett here.
Richard, it's Sharon.
Ah, what do you find out from Newman?
I've no idea. Craig went in and I stayed outside. As far as I know, he's still with him. But something happened. A girl I saw at the ski hotel came out of the college while I was waiting.
So you took off after her?
I followed her to the Refrigeration and General Export Company at Roxton.
Refrigeration?
That's what I thought.
Well, you better stick with her. I'll be seeing Craig tonight. I'll tell him where you are.
Thanks. Are you coming up to Cambridge?
Yes, this evening, I hope. I've got all I can from down here.
Okay, see you then.
Right, bye.
Yes, of course, yes. Thank you, I was just making sure. I'll let you know about the balance of the consignment later, okay? Fine. Goodbye. It's all right. The 250 have left the docks and are on their way. I must say it was a brilliant idea of John's to ship them.
Why brilliant?
The heat's on, they'll check the airports first.
By the time they get to the docks, it'll be too late.
Right. Still, it's a pity we won't be able to complete the job.
We've pushed our luck far enough.
And what exactly are you doing here?
She was at the ski hotel. She's one of Krylov's contacts.
I think the porters are all outside, darling. Just make sure and close the doors. One sound.
What are we going to do with her?
Well, she wandered in here by herself. Perhaps she would have looked in there.
You can't do that.
Can't I? If we are caught, and I consider every possibility, the evidence against us will only be circumstantial. Come along, my dear.
No explanations?
No confessions. Oh, I appreciate that you'd like to know exactly what my organization has achieved, but time will not permit it.
Aren't you carrying your vendetta against officialdom a little too far?
Yes. Years and years of work wasted by politician stupidity. But now I have my commercial interest to think of. I'm being paid a great deal of money.
By an enemy?
By a customer. The West could have bought my invention. They turned it down. The East didn't. It's as simple as that. The only thing that's important to me is that my work, my genius, is in use and not lying gathering dust on a ministry shelf.
I can't promise you anything, but if...
I really can't waste any more time. Get the doors open.
right. The porters are outside. What's happened to the girl? Oh, no. You couldn't have.
It was the only way.
When do we leave?
Immediately. Switch it on.
Which setting? The lowest, of course.
I must admit I'm not looking forward to spending the rest of my life in the Mystic East. But it's preferable to spending the same amount of time in prison.
Well, that's it. I've arranged a demonstration. Look, 2 hours out of the freezer, it's soft. Okay? Excuse me. "12 seconds flat. Now I'll show you the result of this refrigeration effect.
Sharon? Sharon?
Something wrong?
No, it's fine. Craig?
Yeah. Sharon's in trouble.
Yes, I know. I'm too far away to be of any help.
You know where she is?
She's at the Refrigeration and General Export Company, Roxham. Make it fast.
Time's our flight.
Well, just about made it.
Good. I don't think my nerves could stand a long wait.
Robert, we've got absolutely nothing to worry about. By the time they put the pieces together, we'll be safely behind the bamboo curtain.
She all right?
Will be. Give her a little time.
We got 5 minutes at the most. You okay, McCready? Hey, what is all this?
Just trying to keep warm. Craig only offered me a coat.
What did you manage to find out?
Go have a look around.
Oh, I recognize this. That's Newman's refrigeration unit.
That's right, and it's been specially adapted for domestic appliances.
And these?
car accessories.
It's a temperature gauge.
Mm-hmm. For?
For a car or an aircraft.
Here's an invoice from United Electrical Components.
Well, they can't be involved, surely.
No, they're not. But Newman ordered from people like them, respectable manufacturers, refrigerators with a cooling system, car accessories for the panel instruments, and lawnmowers for the bracket fixtures. Lawnmowers. This entire warehouse is crammed full of all the necessary electronic components.
Ghost planes piecemeal is fantastic.
They get all the goods in varying forms, they strip them down, and then they put them back into their own aircraft.
Krylov must have realized what was happening. He tried to tip us off secretly to save his own life.
I got a sales map over here that shows that these exports were done quite legally.
Oh, I believe you. Who expects a lawnmower to fly faster than sound?
It was done through a German agent. We've got to get Tremaine to check that out.
How long has it been going on, Craig, you know?
That's the only good news. It only just started.
The ghost plane that destroyed the aircraft could only have been the prototype.
A trial run.
Well, that succeeded.
Yeah. 250 sets have already been dispatched.
And if they get through, you know what that means.
Yes, indeed. 250 ghost planes.
Well, these are the export certificates.
Passing the product is of no strategic value.
The inspectors were as easily fooled as everyone else.
With that certificate, you dispatched the goods.
We did.
Who took delivery?
Oh, officials of Technic Import, the Albanian Import-Export Organization. The units were loaded immediately for Albania.
For forward shipment to China. May I use your phone?
Yes, of course.
$250 units means 250 Chinese supersonic aircraft within 10 days.
Only 10 days?
Yes, it seems they've got the aircraft already built, just waiting to fit the units. China will have complete air superiority for a very long time.
10 days? That doesn't give us much scope.
Certainly doesn't.
Unless we stop them en route.
Are we certain the units are being exported through the regular channels?
Yeah, through a German company, Spiegel-Hoffmann of Munich. That's why I sent Sharon there direct. She's checking up. It'll be her. Tremaine here. That you, Sharon?
Yes. There's no possibility of interception, Tremaine. The units have already been dispatched.
What?
Any ideas?
Yes, I see. Yes, well, you've done all you can. Report back here immediately. Goodbye. Well, the German company is in the clear.
But they have forwarded the units.
Yes, to an intermediate destination in Albania. And I think we can safely assume that from there they'll be transferred to a Chinese freighter.
Check. There's no air service between Tirana and Peking.
The only remaining chance is to prevent that transfer from taking place.
Once those units are aboard a freighter, we've lost all chance of ever recovering them.
That the mission, sir?
Yes, yes, it is. Destroy that consignment.
This is as close as I can take you. I'll stand off till dusk.
Craig, how about that spot where the trees come right down to the shoreline?
Looks all right. At high tide, we could probably get into those woods in about 5 seconds flat.
What do you make of those buildings to the right?
Could be guards. We could probably avoid it if we land on the other side of the point.
Well, let's rest up for a couple of hours until it gets dark.
We'll need passes to the dock area.
Not if I accompany you.
And a special team to load the units.
I've arranged that for first light.
What time does the ship sail?
As soon as you have the unit safely on board. Come with me.
Richard. Look after your explosives. A Chinese freighter, the Hafong, sails for Shanghai at first light.
Good. Well, I haven't been idle. The ship's manifest. There are 3 passengers.
Coates, Newman, and the girl. You got a cargo list?
Yeah, cement, timber, and machine parts.
The units.
What else? They're loading from Wharf 6. That's where we operate from.
You know this place is swarming with guard dogs.
Yeah, but they train not to react to the measured tread of jackboots.
But you tried on soft shoes and tiptoe, and better do something about it.
Baby, the Hafong.
Better get to work. It's going to be light in a couple of hours.
Make it fast. We got visitors. You got enough plastic?
Enough to blow this place sky high.
Guards, search the warehouse. You, take the dog through to Wharf 7.
What are you worried about?
That door was locked.
Well, have your guards got keys?
Yes, all of them.
Then one of them must have unlocked it. What's the problem?
I'm not taking any chances. We've had reports that a ship was lying off the coast. Outside the limits, yes, but suspicious.
We've got to create a diversion.
That thing's set for 5 o'clock.
In an hour and a half's time.
I'll see you back at the ship.
Vanessa. We'll check the consignment now, shall we?
You know who that man was, don't you?
Yes, but he won't get far.
Yes, but what was he doing here?
I don't know. But it's time we started checking.
What about that man?
We haven't caught him yet, but I think we will. The area's surrounded.
If somebody knows what we're doing and then gets away...
We'll have to take that chance, don't worry.
The doctor's finished checking. Tell the porters to hurry.
It's time you were going on board, Miss Bailey. You sail in 50 minutes. I'll go and see if there's any news of our mysterious visitor.
Cutting it fine.
Yeah, we'll make it all right.
A few more minutes.
$5 you said. We should get a good view of the explosion from here.
We'll see and hear it okay. You see, Richard had his tendency to err on the side of generosity when he's dealing with explosives.
Dr. Newman, I just came to say goodbye.
Did you catch the man?
No, we didn't, Miss Bailey, but he is outside the dock area. Our men lost him outside the town. We won't hear from him again.
Are the units loaded?
Everything is in order. Have a good journey.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the help.
It's definitely the Chinese freighter.
Something obviously went wrong. I'm going back.
Don't be a fool, Sterling. There's nothing you can do about Barrett now. Look.
$250 supersonic fighters, and we're just sitting.
Never.
Oh, yes.
Well, congratulations once again. An excellent job of work. The freighter sank and Newman was listed among the missing.
So we don't have to worry about ghost planes anymore.
Well, we hope not. Oh, by the way, you came to the correct decision, Richard. I mean about the timing of the explosion.
Well, it suddenly dawned on me there'd be less danger of loss of life if it did go up out at sea.
I wish I'd known, though. I really thought he'd missed out.
You mean, Craig, that you didn't like the waiting?
No, sir. Worst part of the job.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yes, well, that seems a very reasonable point to end this meeting. On the complete agreement that I had the toughest job.
Sir?
Waiting.
Oh, yes, sir.